loves. I am so excited to sit down and share some big life updates with you and just catch up. I'm getting ready for my day. I don't know why I thought I had so much time. I was talking to my mom on the phone, I was having lunch, and then I look at the time and I'm like, wait, I have 15 minutes before therapy starts. So we're gonna do this quickly, but I do have some huge things to share with you. I also got some new makeup in my mail today, so I'm excited to try it out as well. Actually, let's start with that. I've already done my skincare, but this is something I'm really excited for. It's called a lip buff, and it's supposed to exfoliate your lips, and I think that's a good first step. I have officially moved to Germany. Can I get a confetti? Can I get like a hooray? Because as I say it, it sounds so simple, like yeah, I just moved to Germany. It took so long, and it took a lot of mental strength and perseverance and just having a lot of faith, and obviously getting all the documents, like getting all those things done, and the wait times. If you want the whole story, please watch the series that I made. It's 4 episodes long. I actually want to prolong it, like I just want to keep doing those episodes until my next birthday, but I shared like the emotional roller coaster and just the sheer joy of that process. I'm so grateful that I'm in Germany now. It's been 6 months and I cannot open this. Oy, oy. It's been 6 months since I moved, and it's just been a lot going on since then. Oh, this is really interesting. Let's try it. I do have dry lips at the moment. Oi. Really interesting texture of that applicator. Okay. It hurts a little bit, like the brush. Let's see if it's gonna give us results that we want, which is moisturized lips. It's been a lot because I am fully in my getting integrated and adapting to the local environment mode, which I genuinely love. I've done it so many times in my life. If you're new to this channel, or even if you're not, let me give a little bit more context. So I am originally from Moscow, Russia, but I'm also a third culture kid. So I've always been surrounded by this like multicultural environment, and when I was 15 years old I won a scholarship, which was my biggest dream at the time, at that age, and I got to move to, oh, it's really burning a little bit. I got to move to Arizona in the US, and I lived there for 1 year in a host family, going to an American high school, and that was like a huge, I mean huge is just an understatement of how formative and important that period of my life was for me. Got really well adapted to the US, to be honest. I still feel like I'm a fish in the water when I'm there. It's really easy for me, like it's effortless for me to be in the US. And then when I was 18 years old, after coming back to Russia and graduating from high school, I got admitted into a program called Minerva University. That's how a lot of people found out about my YouTube channel as well. And at Minerva, I got to live in six different countries in the span of 4 years. And that as well, I cannot put to words how important, formative, incredible, life-shaping experience my university years were. Did I say that right? My university time? My time at university, how formative that was. And now I'm out of it. It's been a couple years that I'm out of it. And after I graduate, wait, I actually need to do something, because I get like caught up in talking and then I want to sip on my coffee, but then I want to get my face ready. So, not that it's not ready, but I do want to do a little bit of like makeup. I also straightened my hair today, partly for you guys, but it's so humid outside. Like it was raining, so I'm pretty sure that once I leave, it's just gonna Anyways, after I graduated from Minerva, I had a big question on my mind, which I know that a lot of international people also do, and probably a lot of you guys have that question as well if you have a similar lifestyle: where to settle down. And even to get to that point of like, oh, I want to settle down, it definitely takes time and reflection. After Minerva, I moved to New York. I'm trying to be really careful when I speak about New York, because I talked to some of my subscribers who were like, oh yeah, Dinara hates New York, and I was like, I don't hate it, I just wouldn't want to live in it. It's not my energy. I believe every city has its own energy, and you need to mesh with it well for your life there to feel good, to feel authentic, to feel nice. And I don't mesh with New York's energy as of now, or as of 2-3 years ago. And 3 years ago, damn. I'm so happy that I moved there though after graduation, because again, why do I keep saying this? It was a very formative time. I was really depressed. I got to therapy. I did so much healing in 2022. It was the lowest year of my life, but also it just made me focus on healing and doing therapy and a lot of inner work, and a lot of the things that I'm enjoying now, they're the result of the work that I did in 2022, just because I felt like I had no choice but to do that inner work, because otherwise I would just, I don't know, life was not fun. Being in New York, I quickly realized that I don't want to live there, and I just really felt unsafe when I was in New York. I love living in the US, but the big cities, they do not have enough safety, in my opinion. When I lived in San Francisco, I was followed from Mission Dolores Park to the point that I was running, like I was so scared that man was following me. I was followed by someone on a bicycle. It's not even like catcalling, it's more intimidating than that, you know? It's like really dark. Not that catcalling isn't dark, but it's worse when someone follows you, obviously. And same thing in New York when I lived there. I just don't understand how people feel safe, because I would take the train from Manhattan to Williamsburg, which is in Brooklyn. It's a really nice area. And then the next day, I read that a man was shot on that train. They didn't even know each other. He just shot someone and that man died. And I'm like, the same line. Anyways, grateful to New York for showing me what's not authentic to me so I could figure out what it is that I did want. And I quickly realized that I really want to live in Europe. I miss the European lifestyle. I think people here, specifically in Germany, have such a great life balance where they work really hard, but they also take their rest and pleasure seriously. And suddenly, at the ripe age of 20-something, I started thinking about healthcare, and I started thinking about the quality of food and produce. I started thinking about how close a place is to my family and how long would it take me to physically travel back and visit my parents if something happens. All of those concerns, they did not exist in my mind when I was 18 or when I was 20. I just didn't care about that as much. But things that happened since, and also just growing up, I feel like that I'm not doing my makeup at all. I'm just talking to you guys, and I have therapy in 7 minutes. What a wonderful problem to have, honestly. To be talking to you, I'm sharing stuff, like I'm having a wonderful black coffee from my favorite coffee brand. Is called The Barn, and they're now available in Frankfurt since like 2 weeks ago. You know, their coffee is so good when you can just drink it black and it tastes amazing. The Barn, Berlin. Okay, let's do some concealer. I did not want to live in Moscow because I think I spent so many years of my conscious life abroad that when I was there, I don't think I could picture my life here. Like, could I get a job in Moscow? Absolutely. Could I have like a really good career and like a good friend circle and just enjoy life there? Yes. It sounds like a really nice life, but I just can't imagine it for myself personally. Same thing with New York, I think. I can imagine a wonderful life there, just not for me. So the question remained, where do I live? And I really wanted to live somewhere for a long time, like 2 years plus. And I know it may not sound like a long time, but for years, for 7 years, I was not in one place for longer than 5 months. I'm actually, oh my god, I broke the record. Again, can I get a hooray for that? It's been 6 months that I'm in Germany. It's the longest time it's been. So I started reflecting on what were the places that I lived at when I was at Minerva that I felt the most comfortable in and the most authentic in. And 2 places came up to my mind. Obviously, I loved every single place, every single country that I've lived in. I really enjoyed myself, and I'm so grateful to have lived in Korea and in India and in Argentina, the US, obviously, the UK, Germany, Berlin. Like, I'm so grateful. But the 2 places that I realized like I could see myself staying there for 5-10 years were London and Berlin. An important factor I need to bring up at this point of my story is that my boyfriend is German and he is from Frankfurt. And over the years, while I was at Minerva, all the holidays, summer breaks, I would come to Frankfurt and I got to really see it through his eyes and through his family. And I just felt so safe, so comfortable, so good every time that I was here. So while I was in the midst of my I don't know what to do with my life anymore period in New York, Frankfurt just kept coming back up as a place that's really calm. There is this city area, like there are the skyscrapers, which I believe, apart from London, those are like the only skyscrapers in Europe. Well, what do you consider Europe? If you consider Moscow Europe, like geographically, not culturally, then Moscow, of course, obviously also has skyscrapers. Regardless, I'm not here for the skyscrapers. It has a busy city area, but it also has so much nature and just that classical German life with little villages. Every little village has a church, it has the bakery, it has the butcher. They're like fields with grass and sheep, and it's just so peaceful. So you can kind of get both, and I'm happy that I don't feel overstimulated here. Like when I'm here, I'm in my own bubble, and if I want, I can venture out, because wait a second, I researched this. I take my research seriously. The third most connected airport in the world is in Frankfurt. The first one is in Chicago, which kind of surprised me, but I think it makes a lot of sense upon reflection. And the second one is Heathrow in London, which also makes so much sense. How much time? I have 1 minute before therapy starts. Okay, I'm gonna pause, keep that thought. We're gonna resume the storytelling after my session, which I need to get my journal. Oh, and blend this out. I have so many journals, and this journal in particular, it is for inner work, shadow work, and for therapy. Okay, let's get into it. Hi! Doing well, how are you? Whew, well, that went great. I am in therapy for helping myself adapt to my life here and set myself up for success. My therapist said that I'm doing great. I think she actually used the word fantastic, which, I don't know, she was really honest with me, so I really trust when she says it. Where were we? I now have 20 minutes left until I need to head to my German class, and I actually could leave a little bit later, but there's a coffee shop that I love, and it's gonna close if I go a little later, and I love their coffee, and I also love their cookies. Like, that is my happy routine. I'm really prioritizing joy in my life. This week, I especially told myself, like, I want to enjoy myself, and part of that is getting a nice coffee and a white chocolate, pistachio, or lemon, whatever cookie they have, and eating that. Like, that is, whew, not that you need that to enjoy life, but that makes me really happy. I do not remember what we spoke about. I think I was giving like an ode to Frankfurt. It's calm, it's comfortable, I'm in a cocoon here, I'm in my bubble here, and then I could venture out. I can travel, maybe that's what I was talking about. Through all the experience that I've gotten and through all the inner work I've done, I now have a pretty clear vision of what I want for my future. Oh yeah, all the things that I really didn't care about when I was 18, but suddenly I do care about. That is also important. Frankfurt matches like literally all of those. The vision I have for my future is that I want Frankfurt to be my home base, a place where I have my community, my work, I just feel very settled and good here, and use that as a springboard for myself to travel anywhere I want to go. It is really easy in Frankfurt. Like, you can literally get anywhere from here. The airport is 20 minutes away from the city. It is so convenient. I've been to that airport. Like, that airport feels like my second home my third home, with the Istanbul airport. Like, I've just been going in and out so often that I know the Shake Shack I'm going to. I know the routes. I was dreaming of having a home base for so long, and now that I finally have it, I'm so grateful, and it's also a little unbelievable to me. It's a different state of being, and I wanted that so badly. I'm just so happy. I'm just so grateful. And a big reason why I waited 6 months before I could record this video and share it with you guys. Well, one is I really wanted that 4-episode series to come out so you can see the full journey and how much it took for me to come here. What if something happens? What if it's not real? Because I never immigrated anywhere. I moved to places, but always with the intention of staying there for 4 months, 6 months, a year, never indefinitely. And this is a very much like a first-time experience for me. I don't think I can fully grasp the significance of this. Like, sometimes I think to myself, like, well, my kids will probably be speaking German as their first language. I can't grasp that. it just feels like a big deal, but at the same time, I'm just focused on my day-to-day and enjoying my day-to-day and doing my best. Another product I want to try today is a lip pencil. I actually had this lip pencil before, but it broke. I really don't understand why companies do these like automatic things, because the best thing in my opinion is the simplest thing. Like a wooden pencil, you know, that won't break. I had multiple products break because of this. I'm trying to be really careful, but I'm giving it another chance. And this is a lip sculpt in the shape taupe. And supposedly when you apply it, it's not supposed to come off. It's supposed to stay for hours and hours. So let's try it out. Oh, it's a really light shade. Do we like? I didn't expect it to be so light, but I think it's good. We have to give it 60 seconds and then we can test if anything comes off. I know that a lot of my subscribers are international people like me, and if you're also going through this process of wanting to settle down or find a home base, but you're not sure how to choose one, I would highly recommend for you, from my experience, to focus on your values. What matters to you most at the stage of your life? Is it being close to your family? Is it exploring? Is it your career? Is there a city where your career could flourish the most? Is it peace and quiet that you value, access to nature? Or do you want that like high energy city buzz? Because for some people, it's actually not good. For some people, it can be quite overstimulating, especially if you're a highly sensitive person. So looking into your values and defining them and choosing a place where you can live those values out, I think that's the best advice on this matter. The answer must come from the inside. As long as it's authentic, you'll do great. And there is a place in the world where you will feel that belonging. That was one of the biggest things that I was grappling with for a couple of years. I just didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. And that's not a nice feeling. Like, it's not this positive, if you belong nowhere, then you belong everywhere. I understand the sentiment, and I think it's a really beautiful, positive idea. It didn't feel true to me. To me, it just felt like I'm a ghost almost. Like I'm just in between, not fitting in anywhere. Well, fitting in because I can adapt, but not fully being part of it, you know what I mean? It definitely gives superpowers where you can see through any culture that you're in. You can adapt, as I said, you can learn so much. You probably don't subscribe to one belief system and you're able to have like a more high-level overview of everything, but it's really nice to belong. Now I'm creating that for myself, which takes time, but I've gotten thus far. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share with you guys about my move. I am taking German courses. I took 5 intensive courses last year, and German really changed my life in the best way possible. It just pulled everything else in my life forward with it. Like, it improved my habits. Not German specifically, but the structure of having an intensive course where every day I need to be in class for 3 hours and just prioritize my time well so I can do it and really commit. I am a Sagittarius in like half of my chart, if you know anything about astrology, but even if you don't, like Sagittarian energy, it's all about travel, seeking truth, optimism, being a sage. Half of my chart is in Sagittarius. My rising sign, my sun sign, which are about my personality, my life path, my Mercury, which is about communication, my Venus, which is about love. Like, so much of it is in that seeking and traveling and exploring energy. It's a big thing. Like, it takes an effort for me to ground myself and to commit to some things. However, the best things in life, I believe, okay, not the best, some of the best things in life come from making those commitments. I will not be able to learn German if I don't commit to studying it consistently. I will not have any success on YouTube or on social media unless I commit myself to showing up regularly and like putting in that work. I will not experience a wonderful, beautiful, happy, love-filled relationship if I don't commit to a person. So I've been loving commitments. I've also been going to the gym regularly. Started Pilates. Like, I only had 2 classes, but that was really nice. I'm going on my first run on Saturday. Like, not the first in my life, but probably the first in 10 years. And it's gonna be in a group, and then we're gonna get coffee afterwards. So I'm doing a lot of things while I'm adapting. I'm running my community, which is called Dee's Castle, and we have a community call every week where we do journaling practice together, meditations, and honestly just conversation. A huge part of living around the world that can be missing sometimes, is having that community with whom you can spend time regularly and just feel safe and feel supported and feel at home. So I created Descastle very selfishly for that reason, and it's been one of the best things I've ever done. It's been so wonderful. There are people from more than 30 countries in Descastle, and I just love seeing their faces every week. I'm using the photo booth on my computer actually because I don't have a small mirror. The way this look is actually gonna turn out will be a surprise. I'm driving. I don't feel comfortable driving in Germany for whatever reason. In the US, it's really easy, but here I feel a little bit intimidated. I don't know. So I've been practicing that with my very patient boyfriend. I almost had a panic attack one time on the Autobahn, because on the Autobahn there are parts where you can just go as fast as you like, and I was a little bit scared of that. I started having a panic attack on the Autobahn because it was so fast, and luckily I wasn't alone and my boyfriend like helped me calm down and not worry that I was too slow and people will drive into me. I've tried so many eyebrow gels. I always go back to the Refine eyebrow gel, not just because of the gel itself, but because of this brush. It is so good for my eyebrows specifically because they're very long. Let's add a little color to the lips. I don't even know if I can still make it to my cookies. Okay, I actually still have 5 minutes. Okay, that's great. That's wonderful. What else do I need to do? Eyelashes. I am so excited to be documenting my journey of adapting to life in Germany and building my best happy life here. I feel like by this point I've lived different lives and they're also different from each other, and now this is like a new stage where my prefrontal cortex, my prefrontal lobe is mostly formed and I know what I want. I'm building things to last. What do you guys think? How did this turn out? I literally don't know. It's just the MacBook camera. Do I like it? I think it turned out okay. Something that Naval Ravikant says, and he's someone I would recommend to anyone to listen to, his book, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. My friend recommended to me. I'm obsessed with that book. I recommend it to everyone. But he said the most important decisions in life are where to live, what to do, and who to share your life with. And at this time, I feel like I figured those out. Like, I know where I want to live. I have figured out what I want to do. And I do know with whom I want to spend my life. So obviously things change, things happen, we evolve and we grow. But at this stage, I feel content in those areas and I just want to expand. I think I've spent so much time and I figured out my relationship with myself, my relationship with my childhood and my family, my relationship with my body, my mind, my relationship with food, my relationship with the world, with faith, with love. I figured things out to a certain extent where I feel quite content in those areas, and now I just really want to focus on my relationship with work and thrive. Like, I really want to thrive. I don't want to be chasing anything. I literally just want to thrive, build a community, build a routine that I love, just enjoy life. Like, oh, easy peasy. Thank you guys so much for joining and for watching this video. Once again, if you haven't already, watch the series. It's gonna be insightful into how many steps it took me to get here and why I'm so happy that it has worked out and now I'm here and this is real. Like, it's real. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to share and have this safe, happy place on the internet where we can connect and we can hang out and learn from each other. I love you so much. Wait, you know what? I'm gonna take you with me. Do you want a cookie? Sounds wrong. Do you want to have a coffee and a cookie with me and then go to German? Yes, let's hold hands. Let's go together. I thought the time of wool sweaters was behind us and that winter was over, but it is kind of chilly today. And we're also getting ready together. Isn't that cute? I'm also wearing these bootcut jeans. I love the bootcut. Whatever. I love this cut. Drench ourselves in some perfume. Oh, I forgot about the budge thing, but now I don't feel like I can do it because I already have some lipstick on. We're gonna have to test it out again. Well, the joke is on me because the train was 10 minutes late, by which point the coffee shop was closed, but I still got a coffee from a different specialty coffee shop, but they had no pastries left. I feel like now I've mentioned cookies so many times that I really want a cookie. But where? Those are two things I'm still getting used to here in Germany. One is that public transportation is reliably late or canceled due to strikes. And secondly, it is that things close very early. But it's okay, it's not a big problem. This area is called Goetheplatz, or the Square of Goethe, because if you didn't know, Goethe was born in Frankfurt. We found one! Cheers! So hot. You know what this means? That we'll have to hang out another time and get the right cookie.
Okay, Achtung, wir haben wenig Zeit. Okay, wir bullshit. Okay, nein.
Nein!
Moment. Was?
In Deutschland.
There's so many of them.
Der längere Text. Ja. Echt ja?
Keinen Sinn.
Wieso macht keinen Sinn?
I'm recording for YouTube to show my German class.
Manche sind länger, manche sind kürzer.
Just
Ja?
laughing.
Okay, Leute. Konzentration. Geht alle zum Text, Benotung von Hausaufgaben.
I have a proposal. Either we get some pizza,
I had pizza
Or-
for lunch.
okay, then we get some Asian noodles.
Sure. Where?
You know, I did half of the thinking with coming up with ideas. I think the other half, I want to give you the opportunity to participate.
Interesting.
Thank you guys so much for joining me on a little adventure. I had so much fun in German class. I love the teacher so much. I literally signed up to any course as long as it's him. I hope you enjoyed this catching up type of video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. And if you don't already, make sure to follow me on Instagram because there are way more updates there, like every day. Mwah.
For clinical purposes.